the fact that there is a college out there for everyone. The disconnect or the dissonance happens where you're a fit for a certain college, but you want to go to another college which is, say, better rated, more popular, bigger brand, and then that requires the letter of recommendation to describe you in a certain way which you are not. Which is why an LOR is such an important piece of document and information for a college admission office. The point of disconnect is
the letter of recommendation. How does a student who is interested in a subject still crack the LOR without having been the best?
Again, this goes to the very idea of the fact that there is a college out there for everyone, right? And being able to find that college where you will thrive and you will do well is where we want to bring all of this to. And I think a lot of school counselors who are familiar with admissions understand this idea. The disconnect or the dissonance happens where you're a fit for a certain college, but you want to go to another college which is, say, better rated, more popular, bigger brand, right? And then that requires the letter of recommendation to describe you in a certain way which you are not. So the problem, the conflict is not, you're not a good student and therefore what should a letter of recommendation say? The point of disconnect is you are not what you want the college to believe, right? Yeah. So I think if you take that out of the way, what a letter of recommendation should seek to do is describe you the way you are, but from a third person's point of view, which is why an LOR is such an important piece of document and information for a college admission officer. In India, we don't really care for references or recommendation. Yeah. Most colleges don't have that. Most organizations don't care for it. But in the American society, I think it's a very important source of information about you, because the entire application is about you talking about yourself. Right. Now we have a letter of recommendation from two different people who know you, or who you believe know you well. They are giving their perspective, right? Their side of the story. And what it has to do is be able to bring out who you really are. Of course, yourself, your positives. It doesn't have to come from a principal always. It doesn't have to come from specific individuals. Say if you're doing an internship, it doesn't have to come from the CEO of the organization. It has to come from someone who knows you well enough. Someone who spent time with you, somebody you've connected with well. Somebody who understands why you're doing what you're doing and what, So those are things that I think you need to bear in mind when you're looking at a letter of recommendation. And in some way, it corroborates the story that you're telling in the admissions office. And that's where the disconnect is most stark and apparent. Because you can lie your way through a common app and your entire application. But as a teacher, with some ethics and morals attached to that profession, they're not going to lie for you, unless there are schools in India where the teacher will say, write the letter of recommendation, I'll come and sign it. But those never work. Admission officers know which letter is written by a child and which letter is actually written by a counselor. And counselors also have a reputation. They've built relationship with colleges because they've written those letter of recommendation for decades. So they know, colleges have started knowing counselors and what they say about certain kids. So when they say about something about you that sounds like, oh, I haven't heard this from this counselor ever about a child. That's a great source of information for them. Right? So you can be mediocre academically, but you're someone who the teacher feels has helped the school or the community of the school in some way. That's a great information point they're seeking, because the grades are already evident. You're an average student is already evident. I'm trying to figure out beneath the surface.
Parenting tips, celebrity interviews, recipes, conversations with experts, DIYs, and lots more. Subscribe to Kidsstoppress now.